Hey guys, Kevin, Muddy River Tactical. Thank you for joining me. Today we're out at the range and we're gonna do a comparison video between the two most popular 2011 platform pistols in the concealed carry market currently. That would be the Staccato CS and the Bul Armory 3.25 Ultralight. These are the concealed carry versions. They got the short barrel, but yet still have 16 round capacity. So they're kind of ideal if you're a 2011 fan for concealed carry. So we're gonna take these things to the range, shoot them side by side, and give you our full thoughts and comparisons on if the Staccato is worth the extra $1,000 over the Bul Armory SAS. All right, guys, I've had the privilege of getting both of these pistols recently. I've had the Bul Armory longer than the Staccato CS, but I've got exactly 500 rounds through both of these pistols just to stop it at an even number so I don't have more bias to one or the other. I've shot them both 500 rounds at the range in different times. We shot about 250 of the rounds today with them both side by side. So let's start with the Bul Armory SAS 3.25. This pistol has an MSRP right under $1,600, $1,500 to $1,600, somewhere in that range. Bul Armory does not have a lot of dealer support though, from what I can see, unless I'm just missing it. So we actually had to get on Bul Armory's website, order this direct and ship it to our FFL. So that's the one downside I would say to the Bul Armory is there's not a lot of places that I've seen that have them in stock where you can get your hands on them and really feel what the gun is like. It's a 2011 platform, so it's got 16 round magazines with it. It comes with two 16-round magazines, which is equal to the Staccato, which in this size package is amazing. It's just a good all-around concealed carry package. So the Bul Armory has a 3.25-inch barrel, and it's got a super cool look. If you look at the barrel, it's just got a cool look to it, and they've taken all this out to reduce the weight of this gun. So this pistol only weighs 22 ounces, so it's a very lightweight gun. It's got the full rail on it so you can do your lights or lasers or whatever you so choose to do it. It is ready for an optic. However, I'm not the biggest fan of their optic system because it takes off the rear sight, so you don't have a sight to co-witness. That would be the one downside to me. And then they took out some shaving here, which reduces weight as well. And it doesn't really affect anything, but it doesn't seem like the most secure optic platform. I personally haven't had any issues with mine coming loose at all in the 500 rounds, but I've read a lot of people and heard different things of people having issues with the screws backing out of these. So that's something to keep in mind. I have not experienced that, so I can't fully say it's a problem, but just something to be aware of. The serrations on the slide are great, makes it super easy to manipulate this gun. When you get this pistol out of the market or out of the box, it's a $1,500 pistol, so it's by no stretch of the imagination a budget gun, but it's budget compared to the CS that's $2,500. And this thing just, I mean, it's butter smooth. This thing shoots very smooth. The slide operates smooth. I mean, it is as smooth as the Staccato is by far. So this has a bobbed, they did the bobbed hammer on it. So when you shoot it, the hammer's down, so there's no hammer exposed. However, these are single action only guns. So you carry these guns cocked with the safety on. It's got the back safety and then an ambi thumb safety. The bobbed hammer does not do you any good when it's cocked like that. So it looks cool, but the bobbed hammer, in my opinion, is not really a benefit in any way, especially for concealed carry, because it's still sticking up there just like the regular hammer would. The grip on this Bul Armory is textured very well. It's got the back grip safety like you'd expect out of it. It's got the built-in mag well on it, which is nice because my finger rides perfect on it, which gives a good grip of the gun. The texture is not my favorite, and it doesn't feel bad in your hand, but the grip is a little wider than I personally like for my hand size. So that's the one downside. Other than that, the undercut here does allow you to have a high grip on it, which is nice. So this pistol being only 22 ounces and a 3.25-inch barrel, you cannot expect it to shoot like a Staccato P or a 4.5-inch 2011 style platform gun. It don't matter if it's a Staccato or not. When you get this light, it's not gonna have that same recoil to it that's just super smooth. Now don't get me wrong, this is a super smooth gun, but in all honesty, it's really equivalent snappiness or anything to a Glock 19 or something that would be in the same size range anyways. So a big thing for me on a 2011 is how smooth they shoot. I mean, if you go from a striker fired pistol to a 2011, that's what they're known for, is just super smooth recoil, fast target acquisition. This does, for its size, it does a very good job, but I just don't want you to expect a 4¼ inch 2011 shooting experience out of a 3¼ inch 22-ounce pistol. So that's just something to be aware of. Not knocking the gun at all, it's just the physics and everything behind how these guns operate. It's not going to work that way. So as long as you go into it not expecting that, you're good to go. The recoil though is very manageable. It's, like I said, like a Glock 19 or anything like that. So it's very good. The trigger on it is very good as well. So if you look, it's got just a single action only, so just hardly any take up, and then a good wall, and then just a super clean break. This one's about 3 pounds, which is super light, and then the reset is short, and then right back to that crisp 3-pound wall. So overall, this gun's amazing. It's shot great, super accurate for what it is. You know, we haven't shot it crazy distances, but 50 yards we've shot it up to. Accuracy's not a problem at all. The biggest thing with it is a little snappy, and the ergonomics of it don't fit my hand quite as well. So I'm kind of, I don't know, feel like I'm re-gripping it sometimes. But overall, it's been good. So I am a left-handed shooter. So on the 2011 style platforms, and this is not just the Bul Armory, it's the Staccato CS too. The mag release is not swappable, and the slide release is only on the right side. So as a left-handed shooter, you just got to get over that. But that's with any of the 2011 platforms, not just this one. So that's not a knock on this gun at all. The reliability, like I said, 500 rounds, not a hiccup in the world. I've shot everything, every ammo that we've had around through it, remand and everything included, without a problem in the world. So I don't think that's an issue at all. These guns are made in Israel, so they're not made in the United States, which if I had to pick, I'd always choose made in the United States, but there's a lot of guns being made overseas. But they've done a very good job with this pistol, and I can't complain about the fit or finish. For what it is, it's exceeded my expectations for sure. All right, so now let's go on to the Staccato CS. So these pistols have an MSRP right around $2,500 without the optic on them. So they're definitely a high-end gun, but Staccato's got that reputation behind them of quality and reliability. So it's one of those things, like I said in the other video, if you haven't watched the video I did, the initial thoughts on this gun, I'll put a link up above, definitely watch that. But it's one of those pistols that, even though it's a high price range gun at $2,500, which is out of most people's budget, including myself, I sold about 5 of my striker fired pistols to get this one pistol. And at the time, I wasn't sure if it was going to be a good trade-off or not. But in the end, I'm super glad I did. It was well worth it. The recoil impulse of this gun is just very good, and like you would expect out of a Staccato. And just like I said about the Bul Armory, you cannot expect a 3½ inch barrel to shoot like the Staccato P. It's just not gonna do it, but it is very close and gonna shoot good for the weight and the size of it. So it weighs 22 ounces and have a 3½ inch barrel, so it's just a little longer than what the Bul Armory is. But I personally like the little longer barrel just because it weighs the gun a little better. It makes it not quite as snappy. And at the end of the day, the length of the barrel is not what's really hard to conceal. It's the grip of it, and the grip's the same length as the Bul Armory. So if I had to choose, even at the same price, I would always choose the barely longer one at 3½, still super easy to conceal. So this one does have a rail on it as well, but it's just got a 1-slot rail on it compared to where the Bul Armory had the 3-slot rail. So these Staccatos come with Dawson Precision sights on them, which are very good. It's got a tall, blacked out serrated rear and a green front dot sight. They work very well, and they come suppressor ready. So for the optic, so that you can co-witness with any optic of your choice. I personally put a Trigicon on this one. I love these optics. They're a great great optic. They're not necessarily a budget option either, but I've had great luck with them and reliability has been great. So if you're already that far into a Staccato, I think doing the Trijicon is the right move. So this one has the ambi thumb safety, just like all the 2011 style platforms. The mag release is not swappable like we talked about. That's kind of any of them. The trigger on this thing's got a flat face trigger. And as you see, it's single action only as well. It's got about that much take up. And then just a solid wall to brake. This brake is about 4 pounds, which I personally like more for a concealed carry pistol. You can see the reset right there is just hardly anything, and then right back to that brake. So the 3-pound trigger in the Bul Armory feels great. However, for a defensive pistol, the 4-pound is plenty good to be crazy accurate, more accurate than me or anybody can shoot this handgun. So the trigger's not hindering in any way. I just like that little more deliberate pull on a concealed carry handgun, and at 4 pounds, it's still super light. So I think it's a good compromise. The texture on the Staccato is great. It's just got that almost like rough, like grip tape feel to it, and it feels very good. The overall width of the grip on these Staccatos is a little narrower than what the Bul Armory is. So in my opinion, it just fits my hand better. I feel like I get a better purchase on this gun than I do on the Bul Armory. And it's got the undercut, so my hand just fits good. I don't have big hands by any means, but it fits them good. You get a full purchase on the gun. This as well has the kind of built-in bottom mag well to it, which my hand rides right against, and it just allows a good high grip on the gun, and it makes it super controllable. So the mags in this comes with 3 16-round mags. The mags are only Staccato mags. You can't shoot anything else through them, but they're 16 rounds. It comes with 3 of them. I did buy 2 more, and we talked about this on the first video of this gun. The 2 extras that I got from Staccato did not fit. They were wider right in here, and it's super weird, and even Staccato was perplexed about it. So on the first video, I told you I'd get back to you on what ended up happening with that. I ended up sending them the 2 mags back after they sent me the 2. They sent me 2 new ones, and they worked fine. They do still have that little like mark on them, so I don't know what's going on there, if it's just how they're manufactured or what went wrong with the 2 I got. I still haven't got an answer on what was wrong with those 2, but bottom line is Staccato took care of it, so that's all I can ask for. I had them to my door in about a week. So when I did the last video, their email went to my junk file, so I said it had been a week and I hadn't heard back from them. Well, I had heard back from them. The email was just in my junk file. So the next day I was thinking about it, so I never heard back from them, and they showed up in the mail, and then I started looking and it was in my junk folder. So they were super great about it, no problem at all there, which is what you'd expect out of a $2,500 pistol, and the Staccato name. I didn't expect anything different, but you just never know in today in manufacturing and how things work. So as far as shootability of this pistol, this thing just shoots very, very smooth, and you can see it's buttery smooth. It's not quite as smooth feeling just racking the slide as what the Bul Armory is, but it shoots smoother, which is kind of weird. But I think a lot of it's just the little added length of the barrel. It just balances out better, and the ergonomics of the pistol just fit my hand a little better than the Bul Armory, being this is narrower. However, if you got large size hands, the Bul Armory may feel better. So that's kind of a back and forth thing. So this one just has the traditional hammer like we talked about on the Bul Armory. They have the bobbed one, which like I said, when they're cocked, it don't matter. They're the same. So that's a minute point there. Just overall reliability out of 500 rounds. I've had 0 hiccups in the world with this one either. I haven't cleaned either of these guns through 500 rounds, and they're both in the first 500 rounds, no cleaning, break-in period. Both of them are super reliable. So at the end of the day, my opinion on the 2, I don't know if you can see my belt here. You can still see what I have mags for, the Staccato here. At the end of the day, I personally prefer the Staccato quite a bit over the Bul Armory, to be honest with you. The Bul Armory is an amazing gun. I don't want to downplay it at all. They've done a great job. It shoots good. It's at a good price level, but if price is not a factor in it, I would say the Staccato just beats it overall from the finish of it, to the feel of it, to just the overall shooting experience of it, I think is better. Also, I'm a huge fan of the Staccato optic mounting system and how it's in there compared to the Bul Armory. So if at the end of the day, if you're putting your life on the line with whatever gun you're carrying, you want it to be what you're confident in. And overall, I just feel way more confident and shoot the Staccato better. So that would be my choice. But like I said, if you're on a budget and can't afford a Staccato, which is completely understandable, or don't have other guns to sell to make up the money for the Staccato difference, by all means, you are not gonna go wrong with the Bul Armory. It's a great gun, and if you're not comparing it to this, then you're gonna think it's the greatest thing ever if you're coming from a striker fired gun. But buy that if that's what your budget allows, and spend the extra money on ammo. No matter what you do on these, coming from a striker fired pistol to 2011 platforms, if this is what you choose to carry, they're different functioning guns. So you need to train with them. You know, it's not one of those, oh, I've shot pistols my whole life, go and do that. Just the way a 2011 works, if you're a 1911 guy, it's gonna be normal to you. But if you're coming from striker fired, familiarize yourself with that pistol, take it to the range, spend that extra money that you would have spent and get some ammo. If budget's an option, get the Bul Armory and spend more money on training and ammo. However, if money is not an option, or you have enough guns to sell to make up for the Staccato, I would definitely go that route. Overall better, in my opinion. It's also made in the United States, which at the end of the day, if I have a personal choice, I'm gonna always choose something made in the United States if I can personally do it. So that's kind of what I chose here. So I will end up honestly selling the Bul Armory and giving somebody a deal on it and letting them use it, because when I compare the two, I'm just not gonna pick up the Bul Armory and shoot it when I have this sitting there. So I don't know, let me know your thoughts and what you guys think. It's kind of a up and down thing. Neither one of them are bad guns, so it's really hard to say get rid of one or the other, because they're both amazing, but that's just my personal opinion. But I'd love to know your opinion on them and what your thoughts are, whether it's a budget issue that'd keep you going from Staccato, or if you like a Bul Armory more because of whatever reasons, or vice versa. Just like to know what everybody else's thoughts are, to just pick everybody's brain. And also, if you have one of these and have shot them a lot, let me know in the comments below your long-term reliability, if you've had any issues, or just overall how you like either of the pistols. So if you guys need any holsters or anything like that, check us out at muddyrivertactical.com. We're always there to help with all your holster needs or concealed carry questions or anything like that. Just shoot us an email. We'll try to answer you as quick as possible. Or if you have any questions on these guns, we're also happy to help. So I appreciate you guys joining me. If you need anything, reach out. And until next time, keep practicing and always be prepared.